You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Epa, what up, everybody? It's your host, Al Mega, para que tú sepas, Body Supremo de Isabela. Whoa, yeah, energized, man. I'm feeling great. And today we got a dope guest. She is an extremely talented singer on the rise. Yo, they calling her the queen of Outlaw Pop. That's right. Who am I talking about? It's the extremely talented and beautiful Devora. Wepa, what's going on? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm excited. I'm amped up, man. I've been vibing to your music all day. Those tracks you got out there, I mean, amazing stuff. So versatile, different in each and every way. I love it. Love it.
Thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you, Al.
Well, thank you for coming on, taking some time out of your very busy schedule.
Yeah, thank you
for a bit. Nah, man, got you. So let's get started, yo. Let folks know where you from. Where's the queen of Outlaw Pop from?
So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And
born and raised?
Born in New York, but raised in Arizona. So
where in New York?
Like upstate,
Okay.
about an hour north of Manhattan. And when I was a baby, we moved to Arizona. So.
Oh wow! You went from the beautiful New York Four Seasons to the heat of Arizona.
Yes, that heat.
Poor girl. I'm in Florida now, and I'm complaining. I mean, it feels like it's 3 digits, and I'm dying. And I tell people, don't let my brown skin fool you because I do not like the heat.
Oh my god, that humidity down there.
It's awful. I can't breathe. But you know what's been keeping me relaxed and mellow? Your music. It's keeping me amped. I mean, you got songs that maybe want to, it's like a jump off, not dead yet. I mean, I want to just jump out and start moshing and throwing elbows.
Yeah.
You got that Body Bag remix, the Rones remix. Just love that. I love that sound of the Fist Fight, Elvis, Outlaw. I mean, you're doing so much. So let's get into your background. I mean, what got you into music? How does this whole journey start?
Oh my gosh. So I've been singing since I was a kid, since I was like a toddler, since I could speak.
Since you came out, huh?
Since I came out, yeah.
You didn't cry, you were throwing notes.
Yeah, exactly. So it started when I was a baby, just singing all the time, and then that eventually grew into like taking singing lessons and guitar lessons and drum lessons and all.
What were your parents playing in the background that had you humming as a kid?
Oh my gosh. My dad listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra. So I would always sing along with that.
Wow.
My first. He's like a diehard Frank Sinatra fan. So
gotcha.
Always been, that's kind of my
wow.
favorite.
So you grew up listening to that and get into the vibe you have now. Cool. Different. So what was it like, coming up as a new artist and starting the journey, right? So here you're learning singing, was it as fun as you expected it to be? Was it difficult? How was that journey, at least in your start there before we started really recording in the studio?
It was a lot of fun. It was, through middle school and high school, my parents were very supportive and they encouraged my songwriting and my various instrument playing, and throughout, elementary school all the way through high school.
You said various instrument playing? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What we got here, yo? What was the first instrument you picked up?
Besides voice, guitar.
Okay. What was the first song you played on that? I'm testing your skills here of memory.
Oh my gosh. Wow, I can't.
Because I know, for example, my middle brother, he loves playing the guitar, and I believe it was "Smells Like Teen Spirit" was the first one he learned on it.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one to learn on. Nirvana.
But then we went to a karaoke bar called Arlene's Basement in New York, in the Lower East Side once. You ever been there?
I have.
Life, yeah. I was too messed up to go on stage with him because he went on stage, started singing a song, and he forgot the last lines. Some
Oh
stranger went
no.
on stage and rescued him with the, it was so fun. And then he just looks at me, why couldn't you come up? I'm like, bro, you gave me one too many beers. I'm sorry. So
Oh
you've
my
been to
God.
Arlene's basement? Have you been on stage at Arlene's and hung out and sang a song? Or no?
No, I've only seen shows there, but it's a
Okay.
cool venue. It's a cool venue.
Yeah, I loved it. We went for the karaoke night, so it was like so much fun. Everybody's just having a good time.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID days, folks.
Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh.
So let's get into the artistry. So you're having fun building into this, right?
Mhm.
So how what was the first song you wrote that you put out there into the world, and you heard like, oh my God, that's me.
That's a good question. When I was taking singing lessons in, I think it was middle school, that was my first time I ever recorded something, and it was a cover song.
Okay.
And it was Johnny Cash, "Ring of Fire," and that was so technically a cover song was the first thing I heard of myself when I was like 13, 14, and
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with cover songs, because I mean that cover of "Hurt" by our boy, what was it? Oh my God, 9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, so sick, so sick.
I know, so
I
good.
love stuff like that. Now I got to hear your rendition of what you did with the Ring of Fire. I mean, where can we hear that?
I gotta get my parents to dig it out, find it somewhere.
Don't tell me it's on cassette tape somewhere.
No. It's in our. I think it's in my dad's laptop, actually.
Oh, there you go. She's much younger than me, so yeah, they were already in digital media days, apparently.
Yeah.
So all right. So how was that journey though? How did you split that time between school and recording? Was that like an easy on you growing up and having to go to school and trying to follow that passion of yours?
Yeah. For me, it was always second nature. I was always writing stories and poems and songs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So after school, it was just, there was no like, school would end and then the extracurricular music activities would start for me.
Okay.
So it was, yeah, I really didn't have much of a like social life when I was younger. When I was like in middle school, like I just put everything into music, and even in high school, just was always like playing in bands, and it was always just like the priority.
So let me ask though, when did you finally decide to take that step to make this like not a hobby, but I want to make something of this? I got the goods.
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide to take that step?
I always knew that that's where I wanted to go.
Nice. That's great.
But yeah, but it wasn't until I moved to LA in after high school. I moved to LA.
Right after high school, you moved further to the West then?
Yeah, I took a little break between high school and then moving out west, or further out west. But yeah, so I really, when I finally got to LA, that's when it started to sort of become more of a reality.
So what was that first taste of LA like though? When you say that it started to feel like reality, what made you feel that?
Just the fact that this was like more of a full-time thing. There was no school. Suddenly it was no longer like a hobby. It was like everything was being put into it.
It was a do or die type thing. Like, yeah, I gotta do this.
Yeah, exactly. And I just really had to take the bull by the horns, so to speak. And
so yeah, that's what I want to know. How did you do that? Because a lot of people is like, okay, I got over here, then I got an opportunity. But how did you find your opportunity? When did you take that bull by the horns and said, all right, I'm writing this. The queen of Outlaw Pop is coming.
Yeah. When I first moved to LA, I was writing songs for other people and for like commercials and like TV stuff. And
how'd you get into that? That's cool.
Yeah, so I took a, in between high school and going to LA, I went to Berkeley for a year, and I learned I was trying to get more into like the audio engineering side of things, like the technical side of the music world, and then that led me to kind of collaborating with other people. And Berkeley definitely I ended up leaving after a year, but there is a network between New York and LA, and I was able to make some connections before leaving. So
That's great. Check it out. We got Stu on the line. What's up, Stu? And he's like, her music is really good. I'm listening to it right now. So you made a new fan here.
oh,
As
thank
well as Blind Adam saying that you're awesome sauce.
thank you. Hell yeah, thanks.
Nah, man, listen, this is the future, folks. I mean, her vibe is super fire. I've been, like I said, banging my head and just vibing. You got some really great tunes. I mean, where do you, so you write all your own music?
I do. I work with, I have 2 collaborators that I work with, that I worked with on this EP. I've been writing stories and lyrics and music and songs my whole life. But for this EP, I worked with a couple of producers that really helped bring the vision and the ideas to life.
Oh, and did they? Because I really listen, me, when it comes to country music, people know I'm not a big fan, but you did something so special, adding that twang, that like that rockabilly type feel to me, because I feel energized when I listen to your music. I'm like, yo, I wanna jump, I want to throw elbows, like I said, especially like I said with the Not Dead Yet. That's like jump off music. Let's just start popping.
Yeah.
So where do you find that energy from? You know, let's talk about some of the songs like Not Dead Yet. That is so full of energy, right?
Yeah.
So like, where did you get that from? I mean, what inspired that?
Yeah. So that's sort of like my celebratory anthem for kind of making it out of some really like dark times in my life. As I was kind of seeing the light, so to speak, I just had this moment where I was like, you know what? I made it through. I'm not dead yet, and I want to celebrate that. And we wrote this sort of anthem about it, and it ended up having a lot of energy and life in it.
Let me see. Well, I know with Fist Fight, you have such a dope flow on that too. What's
Thank
up
you.
with that? I mean, were you getting into a brawl? You want to beat up somebody? Do you need our help?
Yeah. Oh my God. It was. Yeah. Again, these were all kind of written around the same time in my life, and I was at a point where I was just really frustrated with a lot of the people and things around me. So I just music is like my escape. It's how I let my emotions. It's like my cathartic.
It's an outreach. Yeah, it's part of that for you to extend yourself. Your antennas is through your music. I hear that.
Yes, exactly.
And so how is that journey then? You know, I mean, when you came into it as a young woman, obviously, was it hard for you as a young woman to step into the industry with people trying to play games? How did you navigate this fear?
Yeah. Well, at first, at first I didn't really. I got caught up in a lot of like messed up situations and circumstances and whatnot. And I got smarter, and I in terms of, I guess my street smarts like leveled up, and
they kicked in, huh?
They kicked in, yeah, finally. And I was able to get out of some of these situations, and then keep moving and keep going forward and climbing.
And getting out of those situations, is it through the experience itself or being better educated and knowing like, okay, this is not the right thing for me?
I think a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Just, personal growth and the learning from the experiences, and also like a spiritual growth as well.
Gotcha. I mean, Stu over here says your music will be my escape from now on.
Oh, thank you, Stu.
I mean, you're gonna build new fans through here because again, it's part of the album. You have a comic book. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I know they want to, but I definitely want to get into knowing who you are as an artist and those struggles. Because again, I have a musician that lives right next door to me that's trying to break in. Yeah, I mean, dope rapper. He goes by Lon. I played some of his music on my Year 9 Wepa show the other last Saturday. Saturday before, and it's great because I'm in here in support of independent artists of all kinds, whether it's comic books, music, and film. This is what we do here. We love it. This is why I was so happy to hear you. And when I started listening to your tunes, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have this girl on!"
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You are dope. I love it. So, All right, so you know what? Let's talk about what's Elvis. Are you an Elvis fan? Because you got a track named Elvis.
Oh my gosh, I love Elvis. I sang a lot of Elvis growing up. Like some Frank Sinatra and Elvis were some of my first
Mhm.
songs, and yeah, and my grandma actually, my great grandma, she lived to like 101.
Oh wow,
Yeah, and she,
bless.
I know, it's crazy. She passed away like
I will.
5 or 6 years ago, but she knew Elvis and she was friends with
She
him.
knew him.
She knew him. Yeah, yeah. And
Wow. And Lance says Elvis lives.
yes, he lives. He lives through song and story. And she would tell me all of his so she lived in Maine, in Portland, Maine, and
Okay.
when he used to play there at like the amphitheaters in the 50s or 60s,
Oh wow.
they would she would always be at the concerts, and then they would get dinner after, and so hearing these stories were just so surreal and
What?
like crazy.
She was
Yeah,
eating dinner with Elvis
I
after the
know, I
concert.
know.
What?
It's such a
I love
I
it.
know, I know. I pinch myself to this day,
You're
and
waking people up here because Stu says my favorite Elvis song is "Falling in Love with You."
that's a great song. That's a
Did you
great.
do
That's
that?
one of
Did you
my
cover that one?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
I
I
gotta
did.
hear how the Outlaw does it. Hey.
Yeah, yeah. He's like a slow version. Yeah, and yeah, and I have some like when she passed away, I
Oh,
got
rest in
some of
peace.
her. Yeah, she was pretty amazing, and I got some of her Elvis collection collectibles.
Really?
So yeah,
So
yeah.
did you have pictures of her with Elvis's children? Did you any like that in a collection, or was it just the paraphernalia?
So my mom actually has pictures of them together.
Say
Yeah, I gotta
word.
get those. I know, you just reminded me. I
Yeah,
gotta
get them, get them. Hey, Mama Devora, send them
I
over.
know.
That would have been cool stuff to see.
Yeah, yeah,
I
uh,
love it.
yeah. I remember going to Graceland when I was
Oh, you've been to Graceland too? Check you out, girl. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
How is that? I've
It
never
was a
had that experience. So
it was a long time ago, but it was so cool. I mean, I was a kid, like 7 or 8 or something like that, and, it was yeah, it was amazing. It was so
that's so
cool.
fire. So, and what's up with the title track Outlaw? And why are you being called the queen of Outlaw Pop? I mean, I know why, because you're fire, but hey,
Yeah.
but we gotta hear it from you though.
Uh, um, so growing up, I loved reading stories about the Wild West, and growing up in the
Ooh.
Wild West, I really wanted to, with my music, sort of create this soundscape that was a modern day Wild West, so people could hear the
Mhm.
music as I'm writing it and as I'm in it, as if they are are relating to it within their daily lives, this sort of Wild West narrative that I've like created. um so there's a lot of songs on the EP that are about rebellion and about taking the road less traveled and going your own way, and making your own road, and the all-encompassing word to me that summarized all of that is outlaw.
Well, I love it. I think my boy Lance that's watching, he's an independent filmmaker and he's done a Wild West movie, which is really cool. I think
Cool.
I gotta link you guys for an original song
Yeah.
or something because this would be badass. Or
That's
you
awesome.
starring because you look badass. I seen you in your cowgirl outfits. I mean, kick ass. Holy smokes! I won't mess with you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what you also did along with the album, because are you a comic book fan? Because there's a comic book out with this too, isn't it?
There's a comic book out. I have it right here.
You have it in hand.
Yes,
Hold
I have the
on.
physical
Let's see
copy.
that. Put that up
Yeah.
a little bit. Wepa. There you go. Oh, wow. Check that out. Nice
Yeah.
glossy cover, too, right?
Yeah. I gotta send
Nice.
you one. I'll send you one.
Please, and autograph it, please. Hell
Yes,
yes, son.
absolutely.
I wish you were coming to MegaCon Orlando this week. That would have been fun.
Oh man, it's this week? That's
This
awesome.
week.
That's so cool. Oh, I'll have to
You got to do some conventions. Let me show people what you got here, because this is pretty
Yes,
fire. And what happened to my screen? Where is my screen?
that'd be sick.
There it goes. There we are. Yay. Let me move the banner out so you could enjoy how dope this looks. I mean, check that out.
Yeah.
Great cover, glossy cover. Are you a fan of comics?
I am not in the traditional sense, like
What do
not
you
what
mean?
not what you'd think. Like
Okay.
the comics that I love and that I collect are the ones where like Wild West meets like Space Odyssey, like Cowboys and Aliens, like that
Oh,
kind
okay. Oh, I love that movie.
of.
I love that
Yeah.
movie. Everybody wants you to keep tying in Western to music and do it. I mean, you're making fans here. This is what we want, girl. You got it.
Oh, thank you. That's
Hell yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I could see Devora shooting the crap out of Jonah Hex. No problem, yo. Devora over Jonah any day. All right.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. Is Jonah Hex. That's so funny. Love
Yeah,
Jonah
you're
Hex.
talking about Wild West, right? You got the two gun
Mhm.
Kid Colt. Damn,
Mhm.
the original Ghost Rider, which is the Outlaw. That was all in white.
Mhm.
I
Winona
mean, there's
Earp.
so many. Oh no! And Stu, do you like Johanna X? Because now Jonah has a daughter.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that in like the more recent?
It has to be in the more recent. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because nowadays everybody's having kids in comics.
Yeah, I know. They're all, it's like a new generation. That's
You know
really
what?
that's
That's it, folks. If you do the Jonah Hex sequel of Johanna X, Devora's your girl. Right? And do you
yeah.
want to get into acting? Come on, I'm gonna be your agent here. You getting into acting or what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'd love to. I'd love to. I just shot a like neo-western psychedelic western music video in
Oh,
Houston.
word.
Yeah,
Nice.
with
How
this
long did that take?
it took it was like a 4-day shoot, and had a really talented director on board, this woman Levin Rambin. We're
Shout
both
out.
shout out Levin Rambin. We're both really like obsessed with the Mars Attacks films and the comics
Oh, I
behind
love
them.
those and the cards from back in the
Yeah.
day. I used to love them because that's such the sickest artwork ever.
Oh man, I love like just finding like, my mom is a huge, she has an antique shop and she is
Ooh.
obsessed with antiques, and so I'm always looking for Mars Attack stuff because I love that.
Yeah, like mom, any Mars attacks, don't open the box. Let me go through it first.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly.
So how did you work the comic into the music? Because this looks dope. I mean, tons of comic fans here. And I have another Stuart asking right now also, besides Jonah Hex, do you like Winona Earp?
Yes, yes.
She's a kick-ass cowgirl. Hell yeah, son.
She's a badass. Yeah, talk about outlaw. She's a badass outlaw, and
Yeah, I love her.
love. She's like my Wonder Woman, like my.
Hey, oh, look at that. Nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true that she comes from the independent comic
Mhm.
universe. So thank you for even,
Yeah.
she is a superwomanish, right? I mean, this is a woman kicking demons' ass. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely. Phantoms and ghosts and yeah.
He's like, yo, great self-promotion. What else do you promote? They want to know everything in the world of Devora. This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
But I love this art too. You gotta talk to me. Let's talk. I'm feeling the energy here, girl.
Yeah, so this comic book is based on one of the songs called Body Bag in the EP, and basically it goes through the story of that, and all the songs really connect. They're all pieces of the story of the first installment of the first EP. So the second EP will be a whole other narrative continuation of these stories.
Okay. May I ask why EPs and not LPs?
As a new artist, I'm sort of waiting to do an album.
Okay.
So the first sort of the first things I want to put into the world are these 5 or 6 song installments, and then followed by an album. of some sort.
God, oh my God, you're such a tease. Like now, I'm thinking, when is this album coming out? The tracks you have out now are already fire. Anyway, you have an amazing production team and all. I mean, last is like, is this gonna be a mini rock opera?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
A Western rock opera. Yeah.
she's taking notes over here, and Stu wants to know that you like the movie The Quick and the Dead, because again,
So I
which had
haven't.
female protagonists from the Wild West.
I gotta add that to my list because I shamefully haven't seen that.
Oh, add it, and then I want to have
Okay.
you back on, and then maybe I'll bring Stu on so he could ask as many questions. Stu rocks. But again, with the book, I
Thank you,
mean, how
Stu,
can
for the
we,
recommendation. I'm gonna.
right? Yeah, and I agree with Stu. EPs are dope. For example, I'm also a hip hop head, so my first introduction to the Beatnuts was through their EP, and then they made the album, which was legendary for me. Yeah, I'm a rap head, but now I'm gonna become an
Yeah.
outlaw head. I'm an outlaw head now, outlaw
Yes.
pop head. Thank you.
I love
I
it.
love this. I love what you did here. And I mean, and why did you choose to kind of a comic to be connected to the music?
So for me, a comic was the best way to kind of visually depict the songs through a storyline, and sort of immerse fans into my reality and these stories. It very much is a visceral experience, something they can see, touch, just sort of escape the world through. And I, reading some of these like more vintage comics from the 50s and 60s, the like Space Odyssey, Miss Martian, like those kind of, and Cowboys and Aliens, like that stuff. I really wanted to do some sort of modern twist on that, and
I love it.
and also
You're
tie
so
into music.
creative.
Yeah,
You are
thank
so
you,
creative, yo. I
thank
love it. I
you.
love the energy. And again, that's it. That hashtag is Outlaw Nation. If you follow Devora, it's the Outlaw Nation, yo. Let's get it done, kiddo.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. And like Stu is like a comic and an EP. That's so dope.
Oh my gosh, you're dope,
you're,
Stu.
you're killing it. You're killing it, Devora. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at the artwork, the coloring. How much feedback or input, I mean, did you have into the creation of this?
So I actually created it.
Oh, that's all you? Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I love it.
Yeah.
Yo, see,
Yeah.
that's true, man. Girls of the future, women of the future, folks. I mean, look at this. Yo, she's kicking ass, showing us guys how to market. I love it. This is how you do it.
Yeah. No, it's all me.
I love it. You're awesome.
Yeah.
This is great.
Some
You're inspiring the hell out of me right now. Jeez.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Thank
seriously.
you. I'm glad. Thank you.
Wow, look at this. So, $50,000 to grab you. Where you at right now? Just playing. I love this though. I mean, these are actually shots from the video, right? So you did this, and what type of tools did you use to create this? This is so cool.
Yeah, so a couple of things, a combination of Photoshop and like a comic. There's a comic
template
sort of
program or something.
Yeah, like it's a French comic.
You know French too?
I do know French. I know. It's super random.
Je m'appelle les hommes. Comment s'appelle tout? As far as I go, je t'aime. I said,
yeah, you got it. That's awesome. Yeah. So it's like so between Photoshop and this program that it takes photos and it allows you to paint over it in a way where it will look like a comic with like the dots and the
pixelated in a sense. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. So this is all your color schemes. How long did this little project take you?
It took a while. I was doing it in pieces. I'd say it probably took like a couple weeks to like installments and stuff like that. Possibly longer, but
And
it was a
then you're
lot of
like,
fun. It went quickly.
and you're teasing us with the to be continued. So what else are we getting?
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh wow, look at this is dope. This looks dope.
yeah.
You created that? Do you have a scorpion tattoo? Because I'm seeing scorpions everywhere.
I don't actually, not yet, but I do have
She goes, not yet.
not yet. That's also on my list. I have a pet scorpion though.
You do?
I
Ooh.
do, yeah. Yeah.
It's never bit you, right?
No, I've
Okay.
never held it.
You never held. You have a pet scorpion that you never held.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Isn't
I'm
it
not,
pretty? But don't touch it. But it's pretty. Okay. They are pretty
yeah,
creatures, though. I ain't gonna lie. I love how
they
they look.
are.
I mean,
They are.
Scorponok is one of my favorite Transformers.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Do you know who Scorponok is? Have you watched Transformers?
I have watched Transformers, yeah.
Okay,
I've seen it.
excellent, excellent. So, okay, so you have this EP out. Are we working on new stuff as well? Because you've been releasing these tracks slowly on your YouTube, Kick Ass. Again, you know, right now I've heard the 5 tracks, beautiful. And I don't know, is this Mercury Lounge stuff still on for September? What's going on here?
Yeah, still on September 8th.
This girl's kicking ass everywhere. So where can we see you? How's this? You know what? As you an artist trying to come up, right? And you and all this stuff is coming up that you're creating during the COVID. Jeez. How did you deal with that as an artist? It's like, damn, I'm releasing my music and this crap hits. How did you deal with that?
Luckily, I mean, the first release was in December when there really was like no light. It was sort of in the thick of it in towards the end of last year, and it's been interesting. I mean, I've personally loved it because I've been able to, you know, typically artists like they go out on the road and they're constantly traveling but I was able to really get in my cocoon and work on a lot of new material and music and
I get you. That's what I did for 2019 with Comic Crusaders, and so far this year I've won 2 business awards: Business Excellence from International Acquisition, and I also the other day won a Comic Book Company of the Year. Boom!
Congratulations! That's huge.
Yeah, it is, Jules. I'm happy, just proud of my team because this isn't me. This is my team.
Yeah.
Shout out to my team, my Comic Crusaders,
yeah.
my undercover capers. Y'all rock. I mean, this has been a good week, and then I'm talking to amazing artists like you that keep firing up my passions. Because, I mean, you know, you do creating music, creating comics. You know, what do we got next? I mean, when's the next EP dropping? We need more. Because Outlaw Nation is real now. We have a hashtag, all right?
Yes,
with our queen right here. So let us know.
Yeah.
So what's popping next?
Right now I'm in the process of working on, you know, continuing to work on those new songs, and hopefully, I'd say probably next year we'll, hopefully early next year, drop the second EP.
Now I want to go back to the Mercury Lounge joint. Is that going to be your first live event this year, or have you done already some live stuff?
I did a live stream
Oh, cool.
I filmed it in November, but there was nobody in the audience. It was just like we filmed it on in a venue on a stage, but it wasn't.
Wow, you went to an empty venue. Oh, how did that feel? How did that feel? I mean, it must have been weird. Like you're here, in New York of all places, and empty. Mm-hmm. What venue was this?
The Bowery Electric.
Okay, I never got to go there.
Yeah.
Okay. I never got
Super nice venue. But yeah, it was strange. It was it kind of felt like a music video shoot because there was
none but cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Just cameras and a few people, yeah, so it was very it was interesting. So this will be the first show on September 8th at the
awesome. I want to give a shout out to my boy. I have a friend of mine that created something called Pod Decks, right? Now, in this stack of 50 cards, it's 50 random questions. So I'm just going to shuffle them right now. And you're going to get the most probably random question you ever heard in your life.
I love it.
All right. Let's see. And somebody else is commenting. And last one said was Mercury Lounge. Where is this?
It's in New York City.
Okay, there you go, Lance. You got to visit New York. He ain't in New York. One day
Yes.
he'll get to go. All right, so I'm going to cut them in half. And I'm going to take the one off the top. Oh, no. What would you do if you were invisible for a day?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's a great
no,
question.
try not to get yourself in trouble with this one.
Yeah. Oh my God. The possibilities are endless. Jeez.
And even better, if you could be invisible for a day and time travel.
Ooh.
Oh no, Mr. Life says he would rob a bank, but that's him.
Yeah.
What an outlaw over here robbing banks.
Oh my gosh. And I could time travel as well.
Yeah, so you could be invisible and time travel to any point in time. I'd probably travel back to the Big Bang and see if it's real. Did we really come here through an explosion? Come on.
Yeah. Probably the moon. This is random. This is the first thing that pops into my head. The moon landing. I'd love to.
You want to make sure it's not in the studio. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the rumor. There was a studio somewhere in Hollywood. Nah, bro. I don't know. I think we landed. Come on. Start. Oh no. Lance says he would have protected Elvis.
Oh yes. Good. Yes.
Don't do those drugs today, Elvis. Stop
I know. Oh my gosh. That's a good
shout out
one.
to Priscilla. We're not trying to mess. We're just messing around. Don't get angry. Don't take my comic books like you did. Poor old Nick's. All right. Oh. You know she sold all his comic books, right? They were married at one point, Nicolas Cage and Priscilla Presley, and the divorce. She sold all his shit, and he had vintage. He had vintage books. This poor guy, like his whole collection gone.
Oh, that's horrible! Oh my God,
I would die. I would die. Like, just kill me, please. Bury me right now. Stop it. I mean, I already let go of all my stuff. I can't let go of the rest. But Devora, you're so awesome. Like you're uber talented singer. And again, like I said, I love all the tracks, but I love remixes. And I want to ask you before we go, that Body Bag remix, where did that come from? That Rome's remix? I mean, that shit is so fire. Because I'm a big house fan. So again, what you do is like it's rock, kind of that rockabilly outlaw with and this one has that little taste of house vibe to it. Yeah, it gets you jamming. I mean, are you a house fan? And talk to me a little bit about that.
I'm not really a house. I love electronic music. I'm into more of the darker electronic stuff, like trip hop and
okay.
DJs like DJ Shadow and like Cut Chemist and like stuff. Nice. I like the more experimental stuff, but I appreciate house music, and I loved those guys that remixed it are really talented. They have their name is Romes, Romes, and they have a bunch of amazing songs on Spotify, and you guys should check them out because they're great.
Yeah, you killed it with them though. I mean, your voice and everything, just the mix is like, wow, yo, this is stuff right after me. Now you could tell that's my type of vibe. I'm as energized as I am. Sometimes I need that mellowness, and then my energy goes above it.
Yeah,
you don't want to put more energy on me. It's a wrap. Yeah. I double it. It's insane. Come on now.
I love it.
So other than Mercury Lounge, is there anything else? Any other places you're gonna be this year that we could see you and enjoy those awesome tunes? What's popping?
We're working on a show in LA and a show in San Diego. So anyone that's in that area, we're working on those shows. And then there's a couple other things that are in the works. And yeah, if you stay tuned on my socials, there'll be some announcements soon.
Right there, those socials, because they're kind of clean cut. She owns her name, yo. I love this. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's Devora Music XO. You heard? Like, there's no way you can't mistake it. But if you want to like listen to her music, right here, you go to this particular page, right, folks, and you can see the different platforms she's on, and whatever you're subscribed to, she's on it. So enjoy and vibe. Trust me, you're gonna thank us for this one because she's amazing. But of course, go visit her website. Again, she locked down the name. I tell people this, like that's the first thing I tell people I mentor. Lock down your name. Like you locked it down everywhere. Beautiful. So right here, even the website, DevoraMusicXO.com. You could take a read at this awesome comic that she colored and everything, based off the video and her music. I mean, you can't beat it. And of course, you use the hashtag, yo, Outlaw Nation, because this is the queen right here now. All right, this is the queen of Outlaw Pop. All right, all hail the queen, Devora. All right, I love it, man. You on awesome guests, man. And exactly, your Lance says, own that name, kiddo. Yeah. And Stuart says he's gonna go back with $5,000 and buy stock in key companies. That's what he would have done.
That's a good. You know, that's brilliant. That's another.
That's a very greedy man. He's probably one of those 80s
smart.
He was born from one of those 80s stockbrokers. You know, the greed era. Come on, Stu. You were trying to bankrupt America for.
I love it. Smart.
But you rock, Devora. Thank you again for your time. You've been an absolute blast. I love the music. I can't play the music because you know YouTube, what they like to do is just cut me off if I play the music. But you want to listen to her music again, just visit right here. Or go visit her channel on YouTube, Devora. I mean, I subscribed immediately, so I'm gonna and for notifications. So anytime she drops a new video, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna be like, yeah, let me see what she got now. Killing it. All right. Make sure to follow her on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. She locked down her name, Devora Music. Very easy to find. Don't play around. Please visit the website. Check out the comic. Like I said, yo, you're gonna love it. There's an extremely talented woman, Stuart, over here saying that they love your work. Lance is telling you to rock on. You know what I mean?
Thank you, guys.
You have found another family here. Let me tell you.
Thank you. Love you guys. Yeah. Thank you so much.
We love you. Thank you. Like I always want to tell everybody, you know how they say, give them their flowers while they're here. So I want to thank you for taking the time to share your music, your emotions, your journey with us. I truly appreciate that. I wish you nothing but continued success and crazy growth, and hope to have you back on after you won a couple of Grammys and all of that shit. I want to have you back on, girlie. Come on. I see it for you. It's real.
Thank you.
You're an amazing artist. And Stu tells you again, you know, keep killing it. We're fans. And
thank you so much.
I'm going to let your people know about another program you could go on that does a new artist showcase. And I think they would love to talk to you, to present you to their community, which is completely music based. So I think you'll love it. Yeah. So again, thank you. Bless you. Everybody, follow the queen of Outlaw Pop, the one and only Devora. All right. And with that, yo, thank you. Folks, follow her, show her the love. All right. Let them know Omega and Comic Crusaders sent you. All right. And with that, I've had a blast, Devora. You rock. Chill with me 1 minute while I do the closing. But with that, folks, you know what to do. Follow all our goodies. That is going to be explained in the outro. All right. Don't play with me. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Lance, Stu, everybody that showed up. Much love. Hasta la próxima. Wepa! Omega out, kiddo, with Devora, the queen of Outlaw Pop.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit ComicCrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at UndercoverCapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.